na vile nimepoa my heart into it. So how much did I use to start the business? 250,000 Kenya shillings. Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So how did I start the Airbnb business? How did I get into the Airbnb business? I remember how I started the Airbnb business. I was influenced by a friend of mine. I remember talking to her, and at that time she was running her business. She had like two entities, two units in Syokimau. And so for me, a lot of things were jargons. It was neither here nor there, but she was able to share that with me. She did not keep that information. We sat one day at a restaurant, and I had not seen her for quite some time, but that time when we sat, I remember she kept on picking a lot of calls, making a lot of calls, availability, are we available, can we able to check in? And we were so open with one another. I remember asking her, so how much are you charging? How much do you make how much are we charging per night? How much do you make? So she shared all that information. And for me, I was inspired to one day start up an Airbnb business and run it. So as I sat one day, and I did not even have the budget for that, I was budgeting for, na vile nimepoa my heart into it. So like I said, I did not have the budget to start the business. But what I remember was, or rather what I remember is there was an asset I wanted to acquire. And so I went to my circle and I asked for a loan. So over and above that, I made sure the loan was to take care of the asset together with the starting of the business. So how much did I use to start the business? 250,000 Kenya shillings. Yes. So with 250,000 shillings, I started my first Airbnb. It was a one-bedroom unit. I remember sourcing for everything on my own. I looked for the furniture, I looked for the fridge, the kitchen items, the beds. Of course, I was getting guidance also from this friend of mine. But it was a very tedious work, but it was all worthwhile at the end of the day. I took about 3 to 4 days for me to set up the one-bedroom unit. So that is how I started the Airbnb business. And I have grown and transitioned. I acquired another unit immediately after that. I think in a period of 6 to 8 months, I acquired the next unit. And this time it became a little bit easier because I would use the rental income that I got from the first unit and then topped it up with my salary and got the second unit. So it became easier and easier as I went by. I'm very happy to share this story with you, and I hope it encourages anyone who wants to get into the business or any business whatsoever that you want to jump onto. Take the opportunity, take the risk, and just jump onto it. On our next video, I'm hoping we can discuss about the things that you need to consider, because that's a very important session, and a lot of questions have been coming in on our social medias, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram. What do I need to set up my first unit? How much do I need? And today I have spoken. Well, it might not be the same depending on the size of the unit that you're setting up, but the things you need to consider are almost standard. The location of the business, the budget, how you'd like the house, the interior to look like. Those are things that we can discuss on our next video. So please subscribe and share this with your friends and family. And see you on the next video. Cheers.